Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Wednesday, March 20th, 2013. Today's video is going to be about the eBay seller updates for the spring 2013. I did not plan on making a video today. I was going to make this one on Friday, but I'm sure you all got the email from eBay yesterday. And there's a lot of misinformation going around, and a lot of people email me for clarifications. So that's what I want to discuss today. I want to discuss basically the eBay changes and what they're going to mean for us sellers on eBay. I also want to make you aware of a new eBay scam that's going around, and hopefully you guys won't fall victim to it. I have found out about it firsthand and also from you guys. Before we get into that, as long as we're on the subject of scammers, again, please remember I am running a campaign. You will see two links below. One is my Twitter account. The other one is a link to a site about a cyber stalker, a dangerous cyber stalker that we call Chunky. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. He's also known as Cro-Magnon Man and Caveman. He's a dangerous YouTube bully and cyber stalker. If you watch my videos, you have to know what he's capable of. Yesterday, a lot of you people contacted me and said you received more hate mail from him. Protect yourself. Go to the website and tweet the website if you have Twitter. I respectfully ask you to tweet it and retweet it daily. All right? I'll have more about him in a day or two. But let's talk about eBay today. All right, the seller updates. How do they affect us sellers? Well, guys, I got to tell you something. Those of you who've been with me over the years have known that I complain and I moan when eBay was dicking over sellers years ago, because they were dicking us over. But this is one of the first updates I can say really has a lot of positive things for us sellers. So let's just jump into it and get started. All right, eBay has come up with a way to reduce unpaid items. Now, in the past, eBay came up with the idea of making your items require immediate payment, okay? But that only works if you use PayPal and PayPal only. But that's still a good way to reduce unpaid items. Now, eBay is now initiating a new feature, but there are certain criteria that you must meet in order to benefit from it. The feature basically is going to state that if a person does a buy it now on your item, or buys it, in a fixed price auction, the item will remain active and for sale until that person actually pays for the item. But the following criteria apply. Number one, the item must be under $1,000. Number two, you must accept PayPal or a merchant credit card as payment. For instance, you cannot use ProPay, okay? But still, it's on the right track and I'm happy with that. Two categories that are excluded from benefiting in this would be tickets and vehicles. Tickets meaning like concert tickets, baseball games, time-sensitive things, and vehicles because they bring, I guess, crazy money. Okay? Now, they're going to roll this out, I believe, starting May 1st. They're going to begin with certain categories. It's not going to be offered in every single category, but some of the categories that are included are computers and tablets, jewelry and watches, art, etc. And then they're going to branch out to other categories. Okay? Next item. For unpaid item cases, as you know, up till now we have to wait 4 days from the date of the listing before we can file. That is going to change. I believe it's effective May 1st. Instead of 4 days, just 2 days. So that's a step in the right direction too. Okay? Now, feedback removal. This is one thing, this is about the only update that I'm really not happy with. Feedback removal. This only applies to eBay cases that are opened and found in your favor. So what I'm saying is, let's say a person buys your item and is unhappy and you won't take it back, and they open a case against you and they neg you. Now, if eBay examines the case and finds in your favor, they'll remove the feedback. But now, guys, let's be honest. How often does eBay find in your favor as a seller? Not very often. That's why I don't even fight them anymore. I'm just so used to it. So, I gotta be honest with you, that's the one update I am not satisfied with. And to further compound it, if your buyer opens a case through PayPal, even if it's found in your favor, they will not remove the feedback because it was opened through PayPal. It has to be opened through eBay for the feedback to be removed. So guys, that is my one thing that I'm not happy with yesterday's update. The next thing I want to talk about, let's talk about pictures. eBay has come up with some new criteria that are required for pictures. They have to be a certain size, and you cannot have any text, artwork, or signs in the picture. And this, I think, is good. Very good, in fact, because there are some eBay sellers, I've seen them in eBay Motors a lot, where they'll list their item, and right next to it is a sign, 1-800 blah 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 blah. They're trying to generate traffic off eBay. I have seen this many times. All right? eBay would not do anything about it either. I mean, because it's still going on. What they will allow on your pictures is a trademark or a copyright. For instance, like with mine, I'm allowed to put property of Hubcap Joe's. I am not allowed to put property of hubcapjoes.com. The difference being you're allowed to use your eBay user ID, okay? But you're not allowed to use your website address because eBay feels it's going to take the traffic away from them. So I don't really have a problem with that at all. Not whatsoever. But I just hope that eBay enforces it unilaterally. So, like I was telling you, you can't put signs, 1-800 blah 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 blah. Can't do it. All right? They want you to update your business policies, which means, do you accept returns? Yes or no? If so, how long? They want you to update your shipping. How long do you take to ship? Do you take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days? And your accepted payment methods. Again, that's just common sense stuff. That's not a big deal. They're also rolling out a new option for handling called same-day handling. Same-day handling is if somebody pays you this morning and you ship the item later today. But what's bad about this, guys? eBay is not giving you any incentive whatsoever to offer same-day handling. If you excuse my expression, it's like pissing in the wind. You have nothing to gain by doing it. If you're a quick shipper like I am, I would say check off 1 day handling. Okay? They pay you today, it's out by tomorrow. Play it safe. Now, here is what I think is one of the biggest changes stated. It has to do with what I call eBay stores. How many of you guys have an eBay store? I know I do. I've had it for years. As you know, there are 3 levels of your eBay store. Your basic, your premium, and your anchor. Now, eBay is finally giving us sellers something for free. Okay? Now, let's start with the ham and egger. The ham and egger is a person who does not have an eBay store and doesn't sell all that much on eBay. What are they going to get? The ham and eggers will get 50 free listings per month. Okay? They will have to pay a standard 10% on the sale of their item. So if they sell something for $100, they got to kick up $10 to eBay. They got to kick $10 right upstairs. And their listing fees will be 30 cents per listing. That's your ham and egger, basic guy without an eBay store. All right? Next on the list is your basic eBay store. A basic eBay store or any eBay store, you now have a choice whether you want to subscribe for 1 year or 1 month on a month-to-month basis. eBay makes it very enticing to go for the full year. That's what I'm doing. I suggest if you're a store merchant, you go for the full year. I'm going to read figures based on people who have a store for the full year, okay? For comparison. Let's start with the basic store. The basic store, if you subscribe for a year, is $15.95 a month. You will get 150 free listings per month. The amount you have to kick up to eBay in tribute in eBay Motors is 8%. And I'm specifying eBay Motors because in other categories it's less. For instance, I don't know which one is less, if it was books or something, but other categories are less. But for the sake of eBay Motors, I would be paying 8% in the basic store, and a listing would cost 20 cents. Remember, without the store, it's 30 cents. All right? Next eBay store is your premium store. If you subscribe for 1 year, it's $49.95 a month. But instead of getting 150 listings like in the basic store, you'll be getting 500 listings free per month. All right? That in itself makes it worthwhile to switch over. Because, all right, you're still going to pay the 8% to eBay. You still got to kick that upstairs. But your listings are not going to cost 20 cents like they would with the basic store. They're going to cost only 15 cents. That's another savings, 5 cents a listing. Okay? Think about that. That's a good value. Now, top of the line for you really big mega sellers is what they call the anchor store. If you subscribe to an anchor store for 1 year, it's $179.95 per month. I mean, that's expensive. And a lot of you guys probably won't go for that. You will then get 2,500 free listings. That's a lot of items per month, by the way. 2,500 per month. You still have to kick up the 8%, like with the other stores. And your listing fee is only 10 cents per listing. Okay? Again, if you want my recommendation, it depends on how much you sell. I think, for me, I think the middle of the road store is the best, the premium store. Again, these changes do not start yet. You do not have to act now. All right? Today's only March 20th. We've got another little over a month before they're going to kick in. But I think the announcement about the stores is the most important announcement this month. I really think it's good. I mean, I haven't seen anything bad on here. The feedback thing was disappointing, but it's not bad. It's just plain disappointing. They really need to do something about the feedback problems. One other change I've seen that's kind of weird is something called, you know what best offers are, right? All right. Let's say you're asking $100 or best offer for your item. Now let's say a guy sends you an offer of $75. You have the option of accepting it or declining it. There's a new change coming with best offers that really needs to be talked about. Again, you have an offer for $100. A guy sends you a best offer of $75. Now let's say 2 minutes later, he sees a guy down the block has the same item as you for $100. He can send that guy a best offer for $75. And let's say he sees another guy who has the same item as you for $100. He can send that guy a best offer, whether it's $75, $50, $60. Now let's say all three of you respond simultaneously to this gentleman and accept his offer. All three of you. Accept. He does not have to pay for any of those items unless he then clicks confirm. For instance, let's say you're working late and you don't get to your computer, but the second guy does, and he responds first. And let's say the bidder All right, he confirms number 2. He buys it, pays for it with PayPal. Now you and seller number 3 come back and accept his original offer. He does not have to pay for your item because he hasn't confirmed to it. Are you with me? Are you with me on this? Because basically, bidders can now send out as many best offers as they want and do not have to pay for any of them unless they actually click confirm. I know this might be kind of mind-boggling, so let me just give you one more idea. Let's take me for instance. I'm selling this vile picture online for $10. A guy sends me a best offer of $5, which is really $5 more than it's worth. All right? My friend Peter is selling the same picture. All right? He's listing it for $10. And so is my friend Matt. The 3 of us are all selling the same picture. All right? Peter responds, Matt responds, and I respond. The person who originally made the 3 best offers actually doesn't have to pay any one of us, even if all 3 of us accept his offer. He has to physically click confirm. On the bright side, because he hasn't clicked confirm, this item is still available in my store, in Peter's store, and in Matt's store. So if a person sends you a best offer and you accept it, it is not binding, is what I'm saying. All right? You with me on this? Only if he then goes ahead and clicks confirm to buy is it a done deal. Okay? I know this is probably a little quirky, but I don't write these things. eBay does, okay? All right. Now let's move on a little bit. And by the way, if you have any questions on any of the new eBay policies, just ask away below and we can go over them, because we still have some time before they take effect. But I'm not reading every single thing that was presented. A lot of it was just a rehash, so I skipped over that stuff. I just jotted down notes for the most important and salient eBay points that I think need to be talked about. And quite frankly, I think those are all the most important points I've just covered. All right? Somebody had mentioned they thought the fees were going up, but I don't see that as the case. But in case I read it wrong, guys, if anyone sees anything about that, comment below. All right? Now I want to talk to you about a new scam that's going around. And I'll tell you how I found out about it. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, somebody emailed me, not through eBay. This is what freaked me out. They didn't email me through eBay. They emailed me outside of eBay through my email with a scam offer. And I could tell right away it was a scam offer, especially because they contacted me outside of eBay. But I'm going to read to you, if I may. It'll just take a minute. I want to read this to you because it's very important, and then we'll discuss it. This was sent to me by one of you good people. There are jobs posted on sites like freelancer.com, Craigslist, etc. The job is usually listed as data entry or eBay seller or eBay listing. The seller says he has products that they want to hire someone to sell for them on eBay, as they're not very familiar with how eBay works. They send you the item pics, specs, description, etc. You post their item on your eBay account. The seller claims once the auction is over, the buyer will pay you through PayPal. You keep the money until the buyer receives the item from the seller and leaves you positive feedback. They claim to be very honest and reassure you you have nothing to worry about because you're not paying anything until the buyer receives their item. You would then deduct your commission and send the remaining profit through PayPal to the seller. So you'll say, well, wait a minute, what's wrong with that? There's a lot wrong with that, okay? The real scam goes this way. You post the ad on your eBay account. For argument's sake, let's say it's a computer for $500, all right? Then somehow the seller who knows your eBay account watches everyone who bids on the auction and contacts them outside of eBay claiming to be you. So what he says is he'll contact them outside of eBay and say, I am, whatever your screen name is, John Smith. Send me the money directly for the item. Okay? Are you with me on this? Once the sucker falls for the pay me outside of eBay scam, then you're responsible for them not receiving the item, and now you must pay and the fake seller is gone. So if they pay $500 outside of eBay and give it to this jackal, now your eBay account is going to be responsible for sending this guy an item you don't have, or you'll have to make up the difference of $500, plus you'll probably get a negative feedback, plus eBay Trust and Safety will be on your butt. Do you have... I don't know how these people come up with this stuff. But what I'm saying is, guys, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Don't do any deals outside of eBay. And especially do not initiate or accept any contact outside of eBay. That's been an ongoing problem for me lately, is people who actually pay. They'll pay for the item, they'll get the item, then they'll contact me outside of eBay. Let me tell you a few quick stories while I have you here. We have some time. I haven't done a really good eBay video in a while, so let me just tell you about this. I'm having a big problem, not a big problem, but I'm having a problem with people who are trying to juice me for partial refunds. I think I told you the story a few weeks ago about the lady who bought an item for about $75 and immediately said, hey, I found it cheaper elsewhere. Give me $20 back or I'm going to send the item back. So I said, fine, send the item back. I'll give you your full money back because it would cost her $20 to send the item back at her expense, right? So there goes her $20 savings out the window. It's a no-brainer. And she never sent it back. She's full of crap. She tried to juice me and I called her bluff. Then I had a guy the other day, got an item, didn't even complain about it. He said, I'm returning the item. Send me an RA number. RA stands for Return Authorization, which means, in other words, a call tag, a freebie. I said, buddy, there's no RA numbers here, boss. I said, you can send the item back at your expense. I'll give you your full money. So that about sums it up, guys. I really don't have too much else to tell you about eBay right now, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of lively debate about the changes. So here's what I'd like you to discuss below. You can tell me how you feel about the changes. Are they positive or negative? Are you thinking about opening an eBay store? If so, we can discuss that. Do you have any complaints about the changes? Any problems? Oh, and speaking of problems, I've had several people write to me about cases where they claim they've been dicked over on eBay, where people were manipulating their feedback and this and that. And their letters seem to be quite articulate and interesting. But I've said to each person, I'm not lifting a finger to help you until you can substantiate to me that you're a real person. Being a real person means just that, a real person. All right? So if you're going to write to me and ask me for help, before I'm going to help you, I want to know who you are, which means we're going to talk on the phone or we're going to talk on Skype. All right? The reason I have to be careful is because of that cyber stalker Chunky. All right? I don't want to be involved with him in any way, and I will not be. Soon, hopefully, that won't be a problem, but for now, it's always better to be careful. If you guys receive a personal message from anyone you don't know, be careful. It's probably him. The guy does not work. He's online 24/7. I'm not kidding. He's bad news. Please remember to visit the website and protect yourself from that cyber stalker and cyberbully. Tweet and retweet the website to everyone you can. If you want to tweet anything else, go right ahead. Because I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Guys, thanks for watching another show, another eBay show. I'm going to see you again in a few days with something else. So stay tuned and thanks for sticking with me. Goodbye.